Thanks for watching the Market Day Report. I'm Janet Adkison. Well, ag leaders from nearly all 50 states are in Washington, D.C. for the NASDA Winter Policy Conference. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock is live, learning what issues they're focused on this year. Good morning, Sarah.
Well, thanks, Janet. We're here at NASDA's Winter Policy Conference, where we're talking about issues that really span the whole spectrum of issues that are affecting states within departments of agriculture and forestry and other things. Of course, we're lucky to be joined here by Director Bruce Kettler. Bruce, talk to us a little bit about kind of the big priorities of your meeting here today for Indiana.
So for our state, there's a number of priorities, of course, and a lot of things that NASDA is working on around animal agriculture, of course, things with Farm Bill implementation. We had a good discussion yesterday about industrial hemp. Obviously, the Farm Bill made a topic that a lot of us in all of our states, including our state, are working with and dealing with. This morning we had a conversation about WOTUS and kind of what that looks like with the changes and what's happening, kind of the current state of WOTUS as well.
Talk to us a little bit about biotechnology. Now, I know that's something that the Secretary's brought up a lot recently and something that affects your state in particular. What's happening kind of at the state level to address some of the issues around biotech?
Well, I think we continue to want to make sure that our farmers have access to it. Companies like Elanco, Corteva that have large presence in our state, in addition to some other smaller ones, are pretty important to us. We certainly look at it at the federal level to try to get the guidance and understanding of what's going on there. I think from a plant situation, we're in good shape. However, when you start looking at things like gene editing that affects not only plants, but then affects animal agriculture as well, that's one that we're certainly engaged in. And I would say at this point, animal agriculture in particular, with some of the things that are coming about about who's going to regulate it, who's going to provide the guidance on it, are important. Really, until we get that federal guidance, it's pretty tough for us at state level to be able to do anything beyond what the federal guidance is.
Well, and we have to ask you about trade with folks. Some stuff happening on the Hill this morning on the trade front. Talk to us about how Indiana farmers are being affected by kind of the current trade environment and anything that's happening at the state level to try and mitigate those impacts.
We're not doing anything specifically on the mitigation at the state level. Certainly we're watching what's happening at the federal level. The trade issues, of course, are important, particularly on the crop side, but when you look at USMCA and how that affected dairy, a big topic in the state of Indiana as well. I think most of our farmers are getting to the point where, particularly on USMCA, we want the steel and aluminum tariffs removed so that we can get USMCA implemented and make it happen. Obviously China, of course, is another big topic, and looking at that, most farmers that I've talked to know and understand China is a longer-term issue and that it's going to take some time, but I'm hearing a lot more about USMCA and how we need to get that taken care of so that we've got that plan in place, which then could help us in Japan, China, and other countries as well.
Well, farmers here and across the country will be watching as those talks move forward. Happy to be joined again by Indiana Director of Agriculture, Bruce Kettler. We'll have more updates from you from here in Washington throughout the morning, but until then, back to you in the studio.
As always, thank you very much, Sarah. Now, of course, we'll head back to Washington for more from the NASDA Winter Policy Conference. That'll be this morning at 11:30 Eastern. Well, meanwhile, farm programs could face some major cuts this year.